Talking tips to sexting. Woo! 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 Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, guys, you're like, why sexting? Okay, guys, we've all been there when a guy starts to talk maybe a little freaky to you over the text and you're like, holy shiz, I don't know what to say. You're calling your bestie, you're screaming, you're running in circles around the room, you're Googling, you don't know what's going on. It is complete chaos. Well, baby, I have made a 9-step plan to help you become the best sexter you can be. Boop. I have my handy dandy notebook here because your girl took notes because I'm a scholar and I wanted to make sure I came here with all the hard facts. I already ran this by my colleagues and we have agreed that this is a great system to the sex. I hope you guys subscribe and like and do all that below because you know you want to stay in tune with more hot girl tips. You don't want to miss a tip. You want to stay hot, baby. So let's get right into this. Boop, boop. Are you subscribed? You should be. Step number 1. Okay, so when you prepare the sext, first you're going to talk about the foreplay. You can never, ever skip foreplay. It is very, 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 very important, okay? So just as in that is important in real life, it's important over text. You got to set the scene. You don't just start a book and all of a sudden he's just on top of her. No, you get setting, you get place, you get everything in between. Who, what, when, where, why, baby. So you need your who, what, when, where, why. And your who, what, when, where, why can be you pleasuring yourself. You can text that. You can be like, oh, I'm just, doing this to myself. What are you doing? Say something cute and sexy like that. It just kind of starts it off. Foreplay talk, because that's like where it begins. As they say, it's not just about the destination, it's about the journey. And same goes for sexting. Send black and white pics during the sex. I know you're like, okay, why black and white pics? Like me and my colleagues were like, they were like a little confused when I said that, but I made them understand it. So black and white pics are very seductive. You see a black and white picture, you're like, ooh, baby. And not to mention black and white for some reason just is like amazing at hiding your flaws. I don't know why, but I feel like, you're editing a picture and you're like, this would just look so great in black and white. Like everything just looks so much better in black and white for some reason. And it can be really seductive, and you can just put on a little bra and a little selfie, maybe you're sitting on the bed, your butt's kind of like propped in the back, you got your legs little kicking together on the bed, like, ooh, me, and you have like that little picture. Black and white is just such a great idea for any photo during the little sexy sex. I highly recommend sending pics during also, like, ooh, look at me, like, ooh, like I'm feeling it, you're feeling it, we're feeling it. As well as when I said send pics, this kind of plays off this one, but send live pictures. Okay, live pictures are amazing. I tested it out too to make sure that it worked. What you're going to do is you can take a picture of just your face, right? But since it's alive, you can quickly be like, boop, and you could show a little something, if you know what I mean. You could show really anything you want there. And I have also some ideas to do if you want to show something. You could be jumping, or you could be in the shower, bubbles just anywhere. Traditional, you're on the bed looking cute type of picture. But live pictures are also great because this is how you could start the conversation. Or if this is like the beginning of the conversation and you're still kind of getting warmed up to it, I feel like taking a sexy picture will really just set the mood for you, because men are frying pans, but women, we're slow cookers. So it takes a lot more work to get us going. So maybe if you can start turning yourself on because you're just that freaking hot, baby, then you'll be great. Live pictures are your best friend. And especially if you're doing this during the day while he's at work or something, or she's at work, if you send the picture, it's just going to look like a normal picture, but you can be like, press the live button, winky face. And then once they press it, they have a pleasant surprise. So that's just, you could do that even on the daily. It doesn't have to be for this even occasion exactly. It could just be a little, here you go. You're welcome, peasant. Be blessed with me. Use active words, not passive words. You're like, Hallie, I don't remember 3rd grade vocabulary. Maybe, well, neither did I until this week in my, business writing class. And we were talking about this and I was like, idea. I know this is not what my English teacher expected me to do with this knowledge, but here's what I'm doing. An active verb is showing an action with a sentence. So instead of being passive and saying, and then I took off your clothing, now you're saying, and then I take off your shirt, instead of, and then I went lower, you're saying, and now I go lower. It's kind of just like you're doing it right here, right now. It didn't happen a minute ago. And that leads into our next tip. Try not to repeat the same words over and over again, because this is a creative writing class and you really have to just get in the flow. But as in any writing class, you need proper grammar, and it doesn't need to be a monotone drawl that's going to put you to sleep or make you literally fall asleep if you're just in bed, So don't be using like, and then I did this. Now what what are you gonna do? Never ask, like, what do you want to do now? Like, you know, like, just keep the conversation going. If he says something even dry, like, oh, now I'm looking at you, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, like, now you're looking at me and I'm sweating and my hair is glowing and the wind's blowing. Like, I don't know, you know, get descriptive with it. And also, a little side tippity tip to work on your descriptive writing, read more often, babies. It doesn't have to be even erotica, which definitely would help, but you can if you don't want to. But just regular books will do the job. I love to read. I just don't have that much time to read, so I really love audiobooks. But when I do have time to read, I've been reading Midnight Sun by Stephen Myers, which is, you know, Twilight from Edward's perspective. And guys, this is what literally inspired this whole video, because I was reading it and it is erotica. It is like erotica of the degree. Like, I'd be like, ooh, okay. I was like, I read this in like 5th grade. Like, what was I doing? Where was my parentals? But I read this, and I mean, I guess it's really great because it's kind of like Christian Catholic, like, no premarital, you know, sexy time. So I guess it's good influence on that half. So maybe that's why I was allowed to read it. I don't really know. Nobody really cared what I read. But anyhow, that's actually what inspired it. Inspired this whole video and everything, because it was like so erotic. I was like, hold up. And I literally, tell me why I felt guilty while making this video, because I was like, Edward wouldn't like this. He'd say I was so dirty. Edward's like a prude in like the books. Like, I love him. I'm totally team Edward, but I just know I couldn't pull him, and it hurts me inside, you know? Like, I couldn't pull Edward. Couldn't pull like him as a vampire. Just wouldn't, you know, he wouldn't go for me. But that's okay. Get past that. You know, I have a boyfriend now. His middle name's Edward, so I'm like practically dating Edward. Not repeat the same words over and over again. That gets boring like anything. There is never, and I mean never, a good reason to use the word penetrate. Okay? Never. I don't care when. I see it be used in like scientific terms, normal terms, and to me, it just never, ever sounds right. Okay? You're not going to penetrate. You can use the word maybe deeper, farther. I went that way. You know, I don't even know, not that way. That way wouldn't make sense. But deeper, farther, I want more of you. Those are great words besides the word penetrate, okay? Never an excuse. Never. As any good writer does, you need to get into your emotions, okay? You're not just watching a movie because he said, and now, Jessica, I'm gonna go walk over there and kiss Brian. No, Jessica, do not kiss Brian. That's a bad idea. No, that's not how writers write. They say, Jessica, it breaks my heart if you go kiss him. You know I'm your only true love, and I've been upset this whole entire week, crying, waiting for you to call me back, and now you're gonna go kiss him? That draws emotion. That is what you need in your sexting, okay, baby? I want you to say emotion through the phone, okay? I want you to show emotion through the phone. I want you to say, my heart was beating so fast as you grazed my thigh. That is emotion. I felt myself giggle when you touched my thigh. Like, you know, that's showing emotion, and that also leads us into descriptive words, okay? Show your emotions with descriptive words, okay? I giggled as you kissed my neck. I screamed as you licked whatever, you know? Like, it's gonna be words like this that really just get you in the mood and get the go flow. Great descriptive words that I wrote down are glistening, you know, you're glistening. Slapping, always a great one. Deep, as I said before, deep is a great one. You can also use giggle, squeal, I'm shaking, I shimmy, jumped, I don't know, hopped on it, I don't know. You could really use any words you want to. You could go really crazy with that, but there's just a couple. Great ones. As well, when being descriptive, you're not just describing like your feelings, but you're describing what you smell, what you see, what you taste, because that's what happens in good writing. So I see your muscles rippling as you grab me, or I smell the beautiful roses that you got for me laying on the bed, you know, stuff like that. I know that sounds crazy. Oh my gosh, like literally, if you know me, just get out. Like, I'm literally gonna have to add this in the beginning of the movie. But really get descriptive with feeling, taste, what you're seeing, you know, and if you're goofy, I don't know if this is gonna work for you. I literally do not know if goofy people can do this type of texting, because my colleague, I was discussing this with her last night, and I was like, she's like, I see your mole, it makes me quiver. I was like, shut up, like, you're not gonna say that. I was like, unless you like have like a mole fetish, I don't even know if that's a thing. If it is, cool, that's your floats your boat. But I was like, shut up. I was like, you're too goofy. You are too goofy for this type of texting. But yeah, you know, like, so you can laugh at it too. Like, even if you want want to. Like, if you guys are like a jokey couple, laugh. Like, even during real time, that's a good thing to do. And over text, that's good to do. You can be like, and I licked your mole. Like, you know, they'd be like, haha. But then you slowly, you know, ease back into it. But have fun with it. You know, you don't have to take this too seriously. Just let it flow. Let yourself have fun. I really love creative writing. I love writing in general, especially creatively. So this is like fun. You know, if you guys ever need drafts of something, you could DM me. I'll help you out, you know. Mainly girlies. I mean, I could help a guy, I guess, if he's, you know, LGBTQ. I don't really have a lot of straight men. They don't like my content. Who would have guessed? But if my girlies, if you guys ever need help and you're like, I am in a situation, I am your girl best friend. I am your big sister. I am here. Send me a message. Send me an idea. If you don't have an idea, send me what you got sent and I will help you figure it out, because Dr. Halli, Hot Girl Halli, is here to help. I like my little wand. I've kind of been using this like my pointer stick. I didn't even mean to, but it just happened. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys learned some hot tips to spice up the texting and even spice up your writing in general. You know, this could really help just in basic English class. You know, you're doing extracurriculars right now outside of class.